I had to reboot, as they say, and perhaps it will work this time. So while Jim and Paul are looking into what is going on, I'm hoping that maybe there are some more people here. I do apologise for this. If it happens again, then maybe we'll just have to abandon ship today. It's just the way it is. But it's not the end of the world, is it? Hey, it's not the end of the world. Let's just see again. We've got a few people watching. That's probably Jim and Paul. Yeah, I know it takes a little while to find me once we've had to restart. So I'm wondering if anybody could just let me know that it's working. Paul, Jane Telford is in the building. Well, that's encouraging. So thank you, Jane. And now I can see them. I can see the chat too. So that's encouraging. So let's have a look. We've got 26 people in the room and it's building again. I do apologise for this. Well, so let's just see where we were and see if anybody can find us, shall we? Let's have a look. So we were looking at the tree and we were looking at the white pencil and then we were looking at the polychromos. So there we are. And what we did in this one, we used a light grey, didn't we? I think I would have used the light one. Yeah, I did. I used the light grey. But the thing was, just to recap while we're waiting for our friends to join us, and I do apologise for this, what we did was we put the white down first, didn't we? And when we put the white down, what that did was it behaved like a kind of a resist. So, for example, if you put the white down here, let me just show you. I'm carrying on undeterred here. I'm going to keep on going, right? So when you put the white down like that, let's just stay on this area here. Then when you go in with the grey, let me show you. If I come in a little closer, then perhaps you'll see what I'm up to. So when you come in a bit closer, what will happen is when you go over the white with the grey, right, it doesn't touch. Look, it just, the white resists. It's like a waxy layer and you can't get in there. So now it's up to you whether you bring the white up further or you bring the grey down further. I would say we just do a little bit more with this grey pencil and we just bring this in a little bit more down here like this. Here we go, right? And we're using the flat of the pencil because we've made a little, see where we went up with the white like this, we've created that kind of barrier. That's the word I'm looking for. See? So you're creating that kind of barrier. Okay, and breathe. Not a good Monday morning, if I'm honest. But do you know what? I've had worse. Right, now let's have a look. There we go. So you're just going to add that light grey. And who's joining in with me? Have we got any friends actually joining in? Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see now where we're going with this, can't you? So what do we need? We need the grey pencils from this set, right? Let's have a look. Let's go to the next colour in. Let's go to that one there. What have we got there? This is warm grey 4. Let's try that one. So if we go to warm grey 4, yeah, let's start at the top and work our way down. So then you'll see what we're doing. So now what we're going to do with the darker colour, we're just going to kind of kiss that edge a bit more, right? So we're not going to, and we're going to come out beyond a little bit as well. Look, see? So now what we're doing is we're adding shadow, but we're coming outside as well. See? So we're still using that white, the white still works, but now we're working it on the outside, right? So we're going to stay like that, and then we're going to add a little bit of shadow. Lightly does it, right? So for example here, you're going to come along here like that, but you're going to come out here too. So this is different. So try and see if this works now. Okay, let's see if this works. There we go. I think some of our friends are struggling to find us now. Never mind. It'll be okay. They can catch up later, can't they? See how it's starting to change? So you're just going to go in there, and then you'll find as soon as you find the craft card, what you'll find is that just is much easier to colour on because there's no resist. So in we go again. There we go. So what I want to do is just add a wall there, right? Just so that it works. Here we go. So we're just going to come in here. There. So who was with me on Friday with the craft along? Who joined in when we did those little Scotty dogs? That was fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. It's just harmless fun, you know. I think that's the thing about the shack. It's just harmless, isn't it? It's creative, it's kind, it's friendly, it's free. Yeah. And it's just somewhere to kind of escape to almost. I don't know if you feel like that. But for me, it's a happy escape. So let's have a look. We've got 3 different pencils going on here. And the white, right, is the resisty one. And that's the one. Right. So now we're using the darker colour along the edge and on the outside as well. So let's compare. Let's have a look at the difference between the top part, see, starting to come now, and the bottom part. Do you see? To be honest, you really see it most when you go in with the darkest pencil. That's when it really starts to pop. But we have to work in layers, so let's be patient. Let's be patient. Right, in we go again. Now, I want to make sure that the white stays white. So I'm going in on that edge there, like that, to create my block. Okay. Sorry if I'm very focused on what I'm doing. It always throws you when the signal drops out, you know. It does, because you just can't do much about it. I don't know why that happens. No, let's see. In we go. Let's get some colour. Oh, did I miss a layer? That's weird. That's okay. In we go. Let's add a bit of depth in there with the second grey. There we are. Just stay close to that edge. There. See? Just keep in there. You can always add a bit more white if you feel like it. So you can come up with the white, see? They're both... It's entirely up to you where you want the white to be. And it's okay to leave a bit of grey craft as well if you choose to. I think the main thing about this trick is knowing where to start. To me, that was the key. So for example, let's just add a bit of depth around there, along there. This is where you start to see the shadow working. See? So you've got some lines. There we go. I love the way the white just resists. How is everybody? You okay? Friday was really enjoyable. Feeling dizzy and poorly. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nahid. Who watched the football last night? Did anybody watch Argentina and France? We did. I've always liked Messi. That sounds funny. I've always liked him. I've always followed him. There's something about his energy. I don't know him, you know, but he has a good energy. He's a really, apart from being a formidable football player, so I'm told, he's just got good energy about him. I always enjoy watching him. Something nice about him. I was reading up on about him, you know, just, and apparently he was very ill as a child. He had growth hormone deficiency. Growth hormone deficiency, yeah. And he comes from a real modest background. I think his dad was a steel worker, and their insurance, it didn't cover. He was already a little bit of a football prodigy, even as a child, as a 6, 7, 8, 10-year-old. But the dad's insurance didn't cover the illness that the boy suffered, the medication. He couldn't cover the illness, and so they moved to Barcelona because apparently they were trying to make sure that the boy got enough hormone treatment because of he had a problem. He's this little fella, isn't he? Well, apparently that was a deficiency, and the dad, bless his heart, and the mum and the nan, they were so dedicated to this young fella. They travelled all over the world to try and negotiate a package with a club that would pay for his treatment. Yeah, didn't know that, did you? Or maybe you did. Anyway, I thought that was quite an interesting fact. Now let's have a look. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to come all the way around the outside now, really lightly. So the trick with going really lightly is to hold the pencil down a little bit further. Here we go. Really lightly. That'll work. But in other words, you go in one direction and in one direction.